Every year, Samsung introduces a new FE smartphone, and ever since the Galaxy S20 FE, the goal has been pretty clear: deliver a flagship-like experience without all the flagship-level compromises. But this time, things seem a little different, and not in the way most people expected. A new Geekbench listing has surfaced with a model number believed to belong to the Galaxy S26 FE. On paper, it looks surprisingly powerful. The phone is powered by Samsung's Exynos 2500 processor, the same chipset expected in the Galaxy Z Flip. That alone suggests Samsung isn't treating this as a watered-down flagship anymore. But here's the interesting part. Even though it's using the same processor, the benchmark scores are noticeably higher, roughly 15% better in single-core performance and around 8% better in multi-core. So what's behind the improvement? It isn't the chip itself, it's the design. A larger phone provides more room for better cooling, and improved cooling allows the processor to maintain peak performance for longer periods. That means this budget-friendly flagship could actually deliver better sustained performance than Samsung's premium foldable in everyday use. At first, that sounds like a huge advantage, but it also raises another question. If performance is no longer the compromise, where did Samsung make the trade-off instead? Looking at the rest of the hardware, everything feels familiar. The Galaxy S26 FE is expected to feature a 6.7-inch OLED display with a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. However, reports suggest the display panel may come from CSOT rather than Samsung Display. That doesn't automatically mean it's worse, but it is a noticeable change, and changes like this naturally lead to questions. The camera setup also sticks with a proven formula: a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and an 8-megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom. It's a dependable camera system that focuses on consistency instead of chasing flashy upgrades. It also supports 4K video recording at 60 frames per second across multiple cameras, making it practical for everyday creators without trying to break new ground. And that's where the overall strategy becomes clear. The Galaxy S26 FE isn't trying to wow people with one standout feature. Instead, Samsung seems focused on eliminating the common complaints users usually have. Even the battery follows that same philosophy. A 4,900 milliamp hours battery paired with 45W fast charging isn't the biggest or the fastest option available, but it's balanced enough that most people probably won't have much to complain about. Maybe that's the biggest change this year. FE no longer feels like it simply stands for an affordable flagship. Instead, it feels like a carefully balanced flagship experience. But that creates an interesting challenge for Samsung. If the Galaxy S26 FE delivers stronger performance than expected, lasts longer, and cuts fewer corners than previous FE models, then what really separates it from Samsung's premium Galaxy S lineup? Because the closer the FE series gets to true flagship territory, the harder it becomes to justify spending more on the flagship itself. And that's the real story here. The Galaxy S26 FE isn't just getting better, it's shrinking the gap that Samsung has always kept between its affordable flagship and its premium models. And if that gap continues to disappear, Samsung may eventually have to redefine what the word premium really means. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the Galaxy S26 FE could be Samsung's smartest flagship value yet? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for so much watching, guys. See you next time.